This is the P-51 Mustang World War II fighter plane monument. Beautiful Colorado Springs in the Air Force Academy. And part of the pregame routine, the Wings of Blue. Parachutes come down to midfield, including the Falcon mascot, getting everyone excited for college football here today. We're set for the Mountain West opener for league newcomer Utah State, coming off the best season in school history, and Air Force, a bowl team in 2012. Moments ago, Utah State first-year head coach Matt Wells addressed his team.
No one, nothing will define us except us. Nothing defines us except ourselves, okay? We define our outcomes. We define our circumstances, and you're going to define your own destiny, okay? It's in your hands. The Aggies are here. We're here for 4 quarters. We're a tough-minded bunch. Nothing ever phases us, does it? Nothing phases us, all right? Hey, I'm proud as hell to be your coach, okay? I love you, okay? You go win it, and you go earn it right here. Here we go. Aggies on 3. 1, 2, 3. Aggies.
Come on, baby.
Championship today.
Well, all right. Clearly, Coach Wells and his Aggies are ready to go for college football, and so are we. Great to have with us here from the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, Dave Ryan alongside Adam Marchuletta, former Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year at Arizona State. And partner, what a chance for you and I to see one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the country, Chucky Keaton. Reminds me of a guy named Colin Kaepernick. Now with the 49ers, he can run, he can throw.
Well, in the last 2 seasons at Logan, Utah, Chucky Keaton has been an absolute hidden gem here for the Aggies. He's coming off a Herculean performance last week against the Utah Utes. We had 399 of 487 yards of total offense. His toolbox, Rhino, is pretty darn good. His mobility, arm strength, accuracy, his moxie is second to none. There's not much that you can put on his plate that he can't handle. He's been absolutely brilliant at playing the quarterback position.
Well, for Air Force, absolute devastation last week. In a win over Colgate, junior quarterback Cale Pearson. First career start, blew out his knee, ACL, MCL, and he's out for the year. That means Jaleel Owini has his first career start today.
Yeah, it was a pretty big blow for the Falcons in losing Pearson last week. And what Owini lacks in experience, he sure looks the part and looks like he can be the next best Air Force quarterback. 6'2", 220 pounds. He can run. He has a rocket launcher for an arm. But when you talk about this offense, this is an offense that has led the Mountain West 14 consecutive years because of their tailbacks, and they've got 2 good ones. John Lee, he's the speedster, 4.3 speed, had a breakout game last week, 130 yards, and Groham Hart, the fullback, a tough 6'2", 220-pound fullback that loves to work the inside of a defense.
And more injury news to tell you about from the sideline. Third member of our crew is Evan Washburn. Trouble injury-wise for Utah State.
Well, Dave, a key when we spoke with these Utah State coaches, Matt Wells and defensive coordinator Todd Orlando, was the defensive line's ability to deal with that unique blocking scheme of Air Force. They'll have to do it this afternoon without one of their leaders. Connor Williams, a senior, a 3-year starter, is out with a right foot injury. He suffered it in that Utah game. I watched him come out this afternoon in a boot, no shoulder pads. He was a game-time decision. He's out. They'll miss his production, 6 sacks a year ago, but they'll have his leadership on the sideline this afternoon.
Evan, thanks. They really need Williams back in the lineup to make a run at the Mountain West title. Time now for the opening kickoff, as you saw, brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. It is a fantastic day for college football here in Colorado Springs. Weather presented by Allegra. You couldn't ask for a better day. 85 degrees, the front range of the Rockies, and no chance for rain. Utah State won the toss, electing to recede to begin our game today. And Tag Glover right watches that sail well over his head for a touchback. Off the foot of Bryson Canada. Starting lineups for Utah State. If the Wimpies look exactly alike, that's because they are identical twins. Both started their career at Idaho State and went on a 2-year LDS mission and then transferred together to Utah State. Watch out for Joe Hill, career best carries last week in that loss to Utah, 8 for 75 yards. He is a potential home run hitter as a running back for the Aggies. First play from scrimmage for Chucky Keaton. And the catch is brought in by Reynolds. Travis Reynolds, a pickup of 5 on first down. Let's take a look at today's quarterback profile, brought to you by new one-a-day VitaCraves Plus Fiber. Arch, as we talked about, Keaton does it all.
He played a brilliant game last week, and when you look at his yardage, he threw the ball downfield a lot. 78% completion percentage, outstanding.
On second down, it's going to be Hill pounding through the traffic. He needs the 35 for a first down. Third down coming up. Gain of 1 there. Up front, watch out for Alex Hansen. Defensively for Air Force, Troy Calhoun, head coach, tells us he's strong. Point of attack. Linebacker led by Joey Nickel. Joey spoke with us this week about maintaining his emotion and staying really ready for this one. Jamal Byrd, he's a stopper from the secondary for Air Force. Third down. Keaton passes. Hill receives, and Joe Hill will have enough for a first down. Gets to the 36-yard line. Good play, gain of 4. And the chains move for the Aggies.
Well, for Utah State, going up against an Air Force rushing attack, you got to maintain your eye discipline. They will test you. Can't give up explosive plays. Last week, a bunch against Utah Utes. Air Force got to keep Chucky Keaton in the pocket. Don't allow him to break contain.
First run attempt for Chucky Keaton. Can he move? Open field. First down and a lot more for Chucky Keaton. We told you he can use the feet. 30-yard gain for Utah State and Chucky Keaton.
And you usually don't see a lot of called runs for Utah State. It's about throwing the football, but Chucky Keaton doing a nice job reading the defense and getting inside.
Here's Joe Hill, and he carries up the middle for a short gain. Christoph George in his second career start. His first game against Colgate, a win for Air Force last week, makes the tackle. You'll see Utah State run the Indy pace, the fast speed offense a lot, especially off of a first down. Over 1,000 career yards with that run. He had 997 coming into today, and easily surpasses with a 30-yard burst in his first carry. Play fake. Keaton, home run ball. Van Leeuwen, touchdown! Travis Van Leeuwen, 30 yards. What a start for Utah State.
And that's exactly how Van Leeuwen started the game last week. A big play down the field from Keaton. And when you watch Keaton down the field, he is so accurate and has such good touch. I don't think I've seen him miss many throws when he goes for 20 yards or more.
Here's Nick Diaz, and there's a point after. Utah State coming off the devastating in-state loss by 4 points last week at Eccles Stadium against the Utah Utes. Off to a great start. Van Leeuwen had an amazing game against Utah last week as well. Career high in yards.
College football on CBS Sports Network is brought to you by USAA, proudly serving the financial needs of current and former military members and their families. By Golden Corral. Prime rib and shrimp weekends are back at Golden Corral for just $12.99 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Golden Corral. And by the makers of 5-Hour Energy. Tackle the tire.
The Air Force Academy, Naval Academy, USMA, different experiences for the student athletes here. Beautiful setting in Colorado Springs. That did not take long at all. Arch, Van Leeuwen's third career touchdown catch. 30-yard run for Chucky Keaton was a big key. Anthony Lacoste takes a knee. Touchback.
Well, on defense, the Falcons don't look like they're in sync. That's the free safety, Jamal Byrd, and he's disguising, and he's not able to get to the middle of the field. And Gavin McHenry, the cornerback, when you don't have a free safety, you cannot give up the inside position. A quarterback and receiver combination like that will eat your lunch the entire afternoon.
Lunch consumed. Clearly on that early play. Owini, first career start, lost the football, and it's recovered by Utah State. Fackrell jumps on the loose rock for the easy recovery. Kyler Fackrell An All-American last year, and not the start of Weenie and the Air Force offense wanted at all.
First thing you have to do if you want to play quarterback for Air Force is handle the ball. They put a lot on their plate when it comes to faking, when it comes to pitching, ball handling. Zach Vigil doing just an excellent job of getting that ball out of there and giving Keaton an advantage starting in the red zone.
105 tackles last year for Vigil, the junior from Clearfield, Utah. And a big game against Utah last week in that loss to the Utes. So here comes Keaton and company right back on the field. That didn't take long. Over center this time. Play fake. Thinking about taking a shot. He'll run. Great move up the field. Gets by Barnes. Keaton sideline inside the 10-yard line.
Same play action pass when they had the touchdown. That time they had a middle safety. And the cornerback was able to keep inside leverage, nowhere to go. But the thing you have to do up front, you have to be able to contain. He will kill you using his legs if you let him escape the pocket.
27 more yards for Chucky Keaton coming off the big effort against Utah last week.
Had officials timeout for an injury.
David Alvarez is our referee today. Dana Luby helped off by Air Force trainers. Does Air Force have an answer? First and goal. Hill runs right. Joe Hill breaks a tackle inside the 5. It's finally nailed. Jordan Pierce makes a tackle defensively for Air Force there. Gain of 4 for Joe Hill. Career high 18 carries, 7 catches against Utah last week. Today's Red Zone being brought to you by Verizon. Falcons have got to be shell-shocked here. Gonna be Hill again. Slides off right tackle, gets drilled just shy of the goal line. He's to the 1. He's thumped hard. Stephon Batts, the right cornerback. Had 77 tackles last year. Makes the play there. Quick, right to the line. Hill again. Navigates traffic into the end zone. Touchdown, Joe Hill and Utah State. From 1 yard out, and the Aggies have had a spectacular start in their first ever Mountain West game.
And that was pretty easy. Joe Hill, last week they used him a lot in the perimeter. Here in their goal line offense, were able to maul the Falcons up front, and that's pretty easy, uncontested, before he touched the end zone.
Whistles before Nick Diaz can try the PAT. Nick missed a key point after, just absolutely shanked one last week in Salt Lake.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Retry.
To the fact that Chucky Keaton and the Aggies in the last moments of the game had to go for a touchdown, not a game-time field goal. And that was Diaz's first ever miss of a PAT. He was 42 of 42 in his career before that one. Backed up 5 here on the false start. And a chance to make it 14-0. Which he does. This is the start to Mountain West play Utah State had in mind. Exactly. Joe Hill caps off that drive with a 1-yard touchdown run. But the defense led to the offense. Zach Vigil with a big hit. Fumble recovered by Kyler Fackrell. And Hill finished it off with an easy touchdown run. 14-0 Utah State.
On Air Force, and the story for sophomore Jaleel Awini in his first start is a fumble on that initial carry. And guys, I watched him that entire series for Utah State. Very quiet, no words except for ones on the phone to the coaches upstairs. Stoic. Guys came up for encouragement, but there was no response from the sophomore. Back up to you guys.
Really tough start, to say the least. Evan, Jake Thompson, true freshman, a great game kicking off last week against Utah. Boots here. It's Lacoste from the end zone. He's tripped up at the 14. Utah State scoring 14 points in a minute 33. Just a great start. Air Force offensive line. Rashid Adeniji from just outside Dallas, most experienced starter at right guard. Coach Calhoun telling us yesterday, strongest player in the O-line. Lee and Broham Hart, each, as Arch mentioned, over 100 yards rushing last week. Keep a close eye, too, on Ty MacArthur. They'll run jet sweeps, quick screen plays for him. Not a traditional wide receiver type position. They don't throw much here at Air Force. Right on cue. MacArthur, end around on the jet sweep. And he's overwhelmed as he lunges forward, trying to reach the 20-yard line. Stopped there by Jake Dowdy at 16 tackles last week against Utah. Let's take a look at today's quarterback profile, brought to you by new one-a-day Vita Craves Plus Fiber. So, Arch, I'm wondering what's going through the mind of Awini after the one-touch fumble.
Well, first carry, tough on him. He has to settle down. Make sure the tailbacks are able to carry the load this afternoon.
Play fake. Awini. Some pressure from Thompson. Eludes and throws downfield. Who lunges and makes a great catch. What a grab by Ty MacArthur. And because he had a layout, Air Force didn't get a touchdown on that play.
Well, you can see the athleticism from Awini. Terrell Thompson had a chance to tackle him. He gets outside the pocket, and Brian Sweet let MacArthur get behind him, and that's what happens when you have a scrambling quarterback. That eye discipline you got to take care of.
37-yard pickup. Run play on first down. Broham Hart coming off the big game against Colgate last week. Interesting to note that in that game with the Raiders here in Colorado Springs last week, no turnovers for either team. Colgate FCS team out of the Patriot League. Let's see if Awini can settle down after that big play. Direct snap play. Air Force coaches wanted a face mask call there. Sam Gagliano took the direct sort of wildcat snap from a shotgun set. We did not see that last week at all in the Colgate film. Defensive line up front. Bucala is filling in for Connor Williams, injured last week we told you about. Zach Vigil already had that big forced fumble that led to the Aggie touchdown. Here's third down. Awini back in at quarterback, lunging forward. Needs the 36 for the first down. The spot is just shy. And as Troy Calhoun told us yesterday, Air Force head coach, they like to go for it on fourth down. Secondary, Brian Sweet, as Arch mentioned, missed that play on MacArthur, but we spoke with Brian this week, wants to start a business in his native Hawaii when he's done playing at Utah State. Said they will rebound after the Utah loss, and they have with a great start. Fourth down, going for it. Play fake, Awini is throwing. Brought in. And a first down for Air Force. Exactly what they needed. Marcus Hendricks, first catch of the season, had 7 grabs last year, tackled by Brian Sweet.
Utah State late getting lined up, and they're going to bring the tight end across the middle. Beautiful play action. Utah State thinking it's going to be a run. Awini gets outside, nobody to cover the tight end.
Gain of 12. Multiple offense can be tough. Pitch, MacArthur, tough that. Bumped out of bounds hard at the 15-yard line. A nice gain for Air Force there. Very close to a first down. May have it depending on the spot. It's exactly a gain of 10 for Ty MacArthur. He led Air Force last year receiving only 411 yards.
You know, what Air Force does so well offensively, they give you so many different looks, so many different reads in the first series, and you can get a little confused out there. Utah State has to settle down. They have to be disciplined and read their keys, because if you let this offense go, they will get going in a hurry, and you can see they have great momentum on this drive.
Brian Sweet being helped off by Utah State trainers. Star safety we told you about. Had a nice chat with Brian this week on the phone prior to the game. He said, boy, that Utah game, we wanted it so badly. And they've been so close as a program, Arch, to beating the BCS-AQ teams. Wisconsin last year, Auburn a couple years back, Utah this year.
They've been there. They've been competitive, and they've gone from a program that maybe hopes to win those games to a program that expects to win those games.
Cameron Sanders listed as Sweet's backup at safety. It was a first down. Awini, pump fake, and Hendricks can't bring it in, incomplete.
The Aggies on defense are letting people get behind them. Maurice Alexander, the free safety on that play, didn't see Hendricks run by him. And when you have a heavy run team, you have to be disciplined because the play action, they'll get guys that get loose in the secondary.
Here's second down. Option look. Not much there for Lacoste. He loses the helmet. Now, new rule in college football this year. If Air Force wanted to keep him in, they could use a timeout. But head safety, protection of the player. They'll come out for at least one play. That rule starting last year. Loss of one.
Air Force loves to get people, their tailbacks, on the edges. And for Utah State, they have to be great tacklers in one-on-one situation. Nice job out there by Fackler, the linebacker, to make the play in space.
Sets up third down. Play from Malini. Inside. Barnes can't bring it in. Incomplete. Tay Glover right. Left cornerback on coverage.
Well, this is a size mismatch. Miles Barnes, 6'4", 220 pounds. He gets the position. And the ball was right there, and you would think with his size, his catching radius, he'd be able to come down with that ball.
Here comes Will Conant. Had a career best 52-yard field goal in his first career attempt last week against Colgate. How about that for a start to his career? He's got it. From 33, and Air Force is on the board. Nice response there after the initial drive. A fumble on the first play, and Utah State cashed in. When we return, Chucky Keaton is back on the field. I'm telling you, one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the country. This guy. Year 7, Troy Calhoun, former quarterback and a star here at Air Force in his playing days. 7-0 in season openers after the win over Colgate last week. The 07 Mountain West Coach of the Year. We had a nice meeting, Arch, with Coach Calhoun yesterday. Said we're a young team, maybe a bowl team, and they made 6 straight bowls here. Cautiously optimistic.
I think he mentioned they were a young team about a dozen times in that meeting.
At least.
I think that was a point.
Bryson Canada to kick off. Tay Glover right. Why even bother? Touchback to the 25. In case you're wondering, we're at about 6,600 feet elevation here, so the ball really flies well above a mile high here in Colorado Springs. Utah State's campus in Logan, Utah, north of Salt Lake's about 4,400 feet, so they're used to the elevation issues. You said that never bothered you too much playing.
No, I think sometimes when you just come in the day before the game and you play, I never really felt like it affected me that much. Maybe some guys are different, but Coach Wells didn't think that it would be a problem for his team this afternoon.
First down for Chucky Keaton. He's throwing. Reynolds catching. Makes a move and lost the ball at the end of the run. And Air Force recovers. It was Natson on the carry. The fumble recovered by Air Force. Sudden change.
A big-time turnover. The coverage outside was soft. I mean, Natson had all kinds of room to run, and he's carrying that ball on the inside arm. You got to get that ball to the outside. That's ball security 101. Big play by the Air Force defense to give their offense a shot.
JoJo Natson trouble there. Walker forces the fumble. Spencer Proctor on the recovery. And Air Force hopes to be in business. Play is being reviewed. The press box suite right next to us here at the Air Force Academy. Was JoJo Natson down or not? Arch is the question.
Well, look from that angle that maybe he might have been down. I wasn't able to see the ball before his hip and his back touched the ground. So I wasn't able to see if the ball was coming loose. And that's going to be the key on whether the ball started to come loose before he hit the ground.
After further review, The ruling on the field stands. First down.
2 early turnovers of the game. And Proctor, a big fumble recovery. The cadet wing out today in uniform, enjoys the big play by Spencer Proctor.
Well, outside it was extremely soft, but the hustle, the pursuit from the inside out, and to rake the ball out, that's a big heads-up play by the strong safety, Dexter Walker.
Here comes Air Force. Owini keeps, looks for the edge and will not get there. No gain, Nevin Lawson. A big pass interference call in that loss at Utah last week. Makes the play. Senior from Lauderhill, Florida. Big Sunshine State connection out to Logan and Utah State. That's several key players from the state of Florida. Second down. John Lee inside the 35, back down to Evan.
Well, guys, early look at Coach Matt Wells' coaching style. He embraced Natson on the sideline, got in his ear, all positive though, and then gave him a hug. That kind of positivity has really gone through this entire sideline, despite that fumble. Defense getting behind the offense, saying we can wear these guys down, we're bigger and stronger. But the impressive coaching style of Matt Wells on that.
Evan, here it's third down. Owini, option look, keeps, spins forward, needs the 28, and is shy. But you have to imagine either a field goal attempt or 4 down territory. Troy Calhoun telling us, as we mentioned, Arch, yesterday, he is never afraid to go for it on 4th down.
And they like to stay aggressive, and the style of offense that they run, they excel and they thrive in the 4th and short situations. It's easy for this offense to get 2 yards.
4th down numbers last year, some movement and flags. And it could be against Utah State here, which would be an automatic 1st down for Air Force.
Offside. Defense number 9 entered the neutral zone, catching the reaction from the offense. 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
That's the All-American from Mesa, Arizona. Arch, you're near your hometown, the Phoenix area. Kyler Fackrell, who had that fumble recovery early in our 1st quarter.
And he crosses the neutral zone, and that's why Jerry Henry jumped on sides. Good call by the ump.
He had 2 forced fumbles last week against Utah. Spectacular game. Play fake on 1st down. Owini looks and it's dropped. Ty MacArthur was all by himself, deep in Aggie territory. Incomplete.
Utah State right now is having a lot of trouble with the play action pass. It's a number of times now you've seen the wide receivers open in the secondary. And when you get a chance to catch a pass like that down the field, you got to come up with that. Ty MacArthur looked before he secured the ball.
2nd down. Pitch play. MacArthur gets another handle right after the drop pass. Was nailed there by Brian Sweet, who's back into the game for Utah State. Gain of 6 for Ty. He told us this week in our conversation, Ty MacArthur said, I know I'm not a primary receiver. When you go to Air Force, you're going to run a lot of jet sweeps and you're going to block a lot. He's got to catch the ball thrown to him, though, that's for sure. Here's 3rd down. Huntsman in motion. Option look. Owini turns upfield, runs north-south. Needs to get just inside the 15. The progress looks shy by about half a yard. Gain of 3 for Jaleel Owini there.
And watch the move that he puts on Tyler Lawson, the defensive end, number 58, right there. This is a tough offense. I used to really dislike preparing and playing for offenses like this. They're multiple. The quarterback carries the ball. They have a lot of tailbacks, fullbacks, just so many different looks. And if you're not careful, they'll get the defense and the linebackers playing on their heels.
Going for it. 4th down. Pitch play. 1st down more. Tag level right. Late to get to Anthony Lacoste. Gain of 4. That's 1st down for the Falcons.
They do about as good a job as anybody chop blocking on the perimeter. They love to get outside, and look how far that ball travels on the pitch. But the cutback, or the cut block from Miles Barnes, the wide receiver, is what sprang that run.
Air Force takes a timeout. Troy Calhoun wants to talk things over with his young quarterback, Jaleel Owini, the sophomore from the Denver area, in his first career start. Had a great conversation with Utah State first-year head coach Matt Wells, former star quarterback with the Aggies, long-time quarterback coach, tight ends, offensive coordinator, en route to replacing Gary Anderson, who's now the head coach at Wisconsin. Matt said last week the loss to Utah, he's never been so excited. Chance to be a head coach at the D1 level for the first time ever. He was the Navy JV head coach. Not quite the same as Utah State. All right, first down here for Owini and company. Going at Hart, trying to navigate through traffic, will get absolutely nowhere. Grace Alexander, free safety, in the top tackler, according to Todd Orlando, defensive coordinator of the Aggies. In our chat with him this week, makes the play.
And I thought Alexander had a great game last week. They blitzed him a lot, had a couple sacks, a lot of tackles, 11 of them. He's really active, does a nice job inside the box.
Loss of one on first down. Play fake, Owini. Throwing end zone, incomplete. Hendricks going up high, almost brought that in for an Air Force touchdown. A little too tall for the 6'6", 240-pounder from Folsom, California, Marcus Hendricks.
Well, again, he's wide open. A play-action pass, but right there, wide open. I thought the receiver behind him actually had the chance. I think that's who Owini was trying to throw the ball to. I don't think Hendricks was the intended target.
Only 2 of 3, 26 yards in about few minutes of the second quarter against Colgate last week. Flag down, 2 flags, now 3. Owini will run for it. This may come back. Upended inside the 10-yard line. Hit hard there by Jake Dowdy, who had 16 tackles against Utah in that game last week. Season opener for each team.
Illegal shift, offense, 2 players moving at the same time, number 24 and 32. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Lee and Hart, star running backs for Air Force. Illegal shift play backs up the Falcons 5.
And you mentioned Dowdy with the 16 tackles. You look at this group of linebackers with Fackrell and Dowdy and Vigil and Thompson. This is a good-looking crew. These guys fly around. They have no regard for their bodies. I like watching them when I looked at the tape this week.
I agree. Great athleticism, Utah State, east side of the ball. Some future pros there. End around play. Reverse. Doesn't end up doing a whole lot there for Gagliano. Junior from Waxahachie, Texas, south of Dallas. No game.
Just a nice job staying home by the Aggies on defense. And when you realize that it is a reverse, the first thing you have to do is sprint down the line of scrimmage and get as many people on the defense to pursue as possible. That time, nowhere to go with the ball. Nice job of leveraging on defense for the Ags.
Here's Conant from 34. He's 1 for 1 so far today. Just like that, splits the uprights. Conant's 3 for 3 in his career as Air Force kicker, the junior from Edmond, Oklahoma, north of Oklahoma City. 14-6 game here, Arch. Could be a lot worse based on a few miscues for Air Force.
Yeah, just a little bit sloppy, of course. It started with a fumble on the first play from scrimmage. There was a touchdown that should have been caught, 2 hands on the ball. And the receivers, they're able to get open against this secondary. There's been no problem with the scheme and getting guys there. But to have 4 or 5 drop balls, big-time opportunities to move the ball down the field, the Air Force Falcons have to be able to capitalize to win this game. They will not be able to keep this thing close if they don't capitalize on the opportunities and continue to drop these passes.
Cadets spilling out of the cadet wing section here at Falcon Stadium in Colorado Springs. They'll do some push-ups. Like to be a lot more than just 6. 38 last week in the win over Colgate of the FCS. We saw on the Allegro weather report 85 degrees. It is hot here at 6,600 feet elevation. No humidity. That's what I like about Colorado. And very few mosquitoes up here. It's great.
It's
Really
like
enjoyed
Arizona.
our time. That's right. Denver last week, here to the Springs this week. Canada kicks off. Level right on a bounce. 20-yard line, stumbles ahead. And gets out just shy of the 25-yard line. NFL Monday QB returns Monday 5 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Get inside the minds of those who can. Join Phil Simms, Rich Gannon, Steve Berline, Adam Shine. NFL Monday QB presented by FedEx returns a special time Monday 5 Eastern only on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Not bad stats compiled by those great players.
And a great show.
Can't wait to hear the insight. First down. Keaton is throwing. Joe Natson fumble on that last attempt. Has this grab. Out to the 35-yard line, and it's a first down. Gain of 11. Quick pace. Whistles and flags. Maybe too quick.
Illegal snap on the offense. The snap before the ball was marked ready for play. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Tyler Larson, two-team all-WAC. Two-time
Please
first-team
set the game
all-WAC.
clock
But he
to 3:09, please.
And the Aggies play in the
3:09.
Western Athletic Conference. Last year, the final year of WAC football. Two new members coming to the Mountain West, including Utah State this year. What a conference the Mountain West is in 2013 and beyond. The Mountain, the West Division. CBS Sports will have the championship game in December. First ever league title game. Can't wait.
Yeah, they've got some teams now. And some teams that I think have the ability to maybe bust the BCS.
December 7th on
That was a
CBS.
dead ball play. So it'll be 1st and 10 after the enforcement.
Armed Forces Football is proudly supported by USAA. And we've got more whistles. Another play stoppage here as the officiating crew tries to work everything out. Dead ball foul. It's a pre-snap foul. On the illegal snap there by Tyler Larson, whose brother Cody plays for the Ravens in the NFL. Baltimore thumped by Peyton and the Bronx on Thursday. 7 touchdown passes for Peyton Manning. Ties a record. Amazing.
And that's not the way you want to follow up
The
a
discussion
Super
was
Bowl
that
winning
it will be
performance.
1st down and 10.
Not at all. As you said, no Ed Reed over the middle. Not quite the same with Baltimore.
And you can see throws that Peyton Manning was making against that secondary. No quarterback would dare throw those types of passes with Ed Reed in the middle. He affected the defense's ability to stop Peyton Manning.
Now Troy Calhoun has a question for the officials, and he's going to come out and plead his case to line judge Steve Hosley.
And he's arguing, he's looking for a 1st and 15. And Matt Wells is arguing that it should be 1st and 10.
It can't be connected to the last catch by Natson. It has to be the next play. I believe that it should be 1st and 15. That all depends, of course, on our outstanding officiating crew evaluates the call. It's rare you see the illegal snap. You do see sometimes a false start from a center, but not the illegal snap call.
And it happened last week against Utah State. They tried to snap the ball a little too early against Utah.
All right, got it worked out here, 1st and 10. Natson, motion man. Keaton. And Natson has the catch. Just outside the 35-yard line. Joe Natson. 5'7", 151-pounder. The sophomore from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Coaches told us this week, biggest surprise out of spring camp into fall camp, has become a real weapon. Sometimes those small receivers you remember from your days as a defender, tough to catch. Get a good hit on him, right? Second down. Not much doing. Joey DiMartino, the senior from San Diego, is hit. Gain of 1 there.
Nice fill inside. That was a big hole, and sometimes those holes are very difficult. David Harris, a defensive tackle, doing a nice job making the play.
There was 2 tackles last week against Colgate. Third down. Pitch play. DiMartino trying to turn the corner, does. Lunges ahead outside the 40-yard line and will have the first down. Christoph George, sophomore from Melissa, Texas, just outside Dallas, involved in the stop.
Well, this was an unbalanced line. They brought an extra blocker over there on the left side, and a nice job forcing the pitch. But Brandon Swindle blocked the force guy, and there was nobody out there to tackle Hill.
Here's first down. Screen pass. Van Leeuwen has the grab. Nailed in the open field. Troy Calhoun is livid. There was a penalty there. Gavin McHenry, sophomore from Parker, Colorado, just outside Denver, not far from where we are here in the Springs, makes the play. Calhoun is beside himself. Where was the flag? Gain of 6. No flag coming.
And I'm trying to figure out what it was. I didn't see what he got excited about.
Here's second down. Keaton throws. Never completion. And a good pickup inside the 40-yard line. Dexter Walker makes the play defensively. Catch by Sean Johnson. The junior has his first grab of the year. Pick up a 14 there for Johnson. Here's first down. DiMartino lunging ahead, close to the 30-yard line, pushes the pile. Utah State's offensive coordinator Kevin McGivern told us this week that DiMartino only carried 3 times against Utah for 7 yards last week. He might get up to 25 snaps in this game. He's been busy on this drive.
And they want to feature him 7 to 8 carries per game.
On second down. Traffic catch to the 24 and a first down. As JoJo Natson got smacked as soon as he made the grab.
Batts makes the stop for the Falcons.
Stephon Batts has the tackle. Led Air Force with only 2 interceptions last year. Falcons coming off a 6-7 season, a loss to Rice in the bowl game. First down. Trick play. Keaton gets it back. He'd line up as a receiver, and then wisely, with nothing doing, throws it away.
Well, they had a guy open, but because of the pressure outside by Stephon Batts, right here, he's going to sneak out. And he gets open. The Air Force secondary lose him in the backfield. You see him, he's open. But because of the pressure, Keaton is not able to set up and throw the ball. So a nice job putting a contain on Keaton and stopping that play. Little razzle-dazzle.
Yeah, what do you call it? A wildcat to DiMartino, who then pitches to the quarterback. Wildcat to a flea flicker, maybe. Option. Another discussion here with our officiating crew. And now a flag after a lengthy
Intentional
meeting.
grounding, offense number 16. He did not originally receive the snap, therefore he cannot legally ground the ball. Lost it down at the spot of the foul. Second down.
And I'm sure that's a rule that Keaton wasn't aware of, because rarely does he take a snap, not take a snap and become the passer. But because he didn't take the snap and there was no wide receiver in the area, that's why they got him for grounding.
He lost it down as well.
It's tough to cover all those rules.
Thought he was doing the right thing, right? Throw the ball away.
Oh, it would have been a huge sack for a loss. Watch the seam route over the middle.
Here's second down. DiMartino screen, lost it. Incomplete. Looked up, hoping to find some open real estate ahead of him. 34 seconds remaining in the first.
And he had a couple of blockers, but look for, they've set it up now. Now, somewhere in this game, watch the fake screen and then one of the inside wide receivers sneaking down the field for a seam route.
Tight end DJ Tialavea lined up to the right of Keaton here. Here's third down. Here's pressure. Off the edge. Keaton sags. Dexter Walker. It's a huge loss. Safety blitz. Big play for Air Force defensively.
And Dexter Walker, he's a strong safety, but he plays nickel. And watch how he goes to the upfield shoulder. Keaton almost gets outside, and Keaton is one of the best quarterbacks at breaking contain and avoiding the pressure. But that is a huge play by Dexter Walker, and that sack.
Eventful first quarter. What a start for Utah State with a 14-0 lead. Air Force responds with a couple of field goals. And we've got a game here in Colorado Springs. 14-6, 1 complete. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network.